I did that for a long time.
Was it kind of mandatory to become good at half guard training under Gordo?
What? Gordo barely teach half guard.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he used to say, I teach you jiu-jitsu, I don't teach half guard. I mean, so something that I learned, that I saw one day, I asked him that. Not about half guard, but Gordo was very hands off, very hands off. And I remember I asked him, like, Gordo, why don't you correct the students? You know what I mean? They were always asking me, well, should I do this? Should I do that? And I told you this story before. And he was like, Thiago, I never know what they're gonna do. Maybe they're gonna come up with something completely different. You know what I mean? If people corrected me when I was playing half guard, because it was wrong back then, right? It was just a defensive move. He wouldn't have half guard, created half guard, right? So what he would do was basically allow you to get smashed or to roll, and if you end up in the same position over and over again, let's suppose you always end up like being smashed on side control. Then he'll give you a tip. Okay, don't let the guy hug your head, something like that, and that's it. And then for 6 months he wouldn't correct you. You know what I mean? And then Sunday say, okay, now try to push the chest away as your hips escape, something like that. But he was very like, this is what Zoro can attest to that. This is what is really cool about the academy. Even though he's famous for half guard, you had a bunch of guys that used to play top. Some people play De La Riva. Some people play inverted guard. Some people spider guard. All these different ranges of games, because there were no single game. Even though when we went to competition and you had the Gordo patch on the back, people yell, watch out for the half guard. You may suck at half guard, but people will yell that, watch out for the half guard.
Yeah. That was cool, yeah. A lot having all the games, people play spider guard, you have good passers, heavy half guard players, have a lot of different games.
Were you teaching there a little bit, Zoro, or were you pretty much?
Yeah, he was my professor.
What do you remember? Do you remember anything stand out specifically, either attending Zoro's class or?
I remember, and there's one position that I do to this day that I learned with Zoro. It's a takedown also. He taught me on my knees, but he said it was a takedown, so I use it as a takedown also.
Nice. Do you remember, Thiago, like anything specific that you took away from besides that move? Like Zoro would teach a lot, or what?
He used to teach a lot, yes.
No, not a lot.
You teach.
Yeah, I used to teach when
Gordo travel.
Yeah, he travels because he also was corner, from any fighters, like, and then he used to go a lot to UFC in America and the other countries like Europe, Russia, and so when he goes to be a corner, and then he put that on my shoulder, and then but it was fun. It was a good experience, and I don't remember that takedown you were saying. What is it? Which takedown you're talking about?
Go over hold the belt, hold the collar, grab the fist over and roll on the. I remember that very well.